Hey everyone, how are you all doing? Welcome and welcome back to my channel. So today we're talking about all of the authors that I've met and all of the books that I have signed by those authors. So let me know down below if you guys want to see a part 2 to this video where I talk about books that I have signed in my collection that I bought signed that I didn't actually meet the authors for, because I have a lot of those as well, but I just have so many books surrounding me right now, which I'm so grateful for, that I just won't have enough time to go through the other ones as well. So let me know if you want a part 2 to this video, because I will definitely do that. But I have been lucky enough to meet a lot of authors, a lot of my favorite authors, which is lovely. So I have a lot of books to talk about. I'm also going to be sharing pictures of when I met these authors and maybe a bit of my experience. I'm really excited for this video, so I hope you guys are too. Also, this is in kind of an order, I think, of when I met these authors. So I think it's an order of when, like, the first author I met and the last author that I met. Let's just get right on into this video. So the very first author that I met was Rachelle Mead, and I got Vampire Academy signed. So I met her when I was 11, I think. She was the very first author that I ever met, and I was so excited. I had just started reading this series. I think I was reading Shadow Kiss at the time, and it was the tour for the Golden Lily, and I actually have like a little card, a little postcard thing for the Golden Lily that is signed by her. I was 11, but it was in 2012. Ignore all the tape on the back. That's very exciting. So I met her with my mom, which was a lot of fun because we both loved the series. She's actually the one that introduced me to the series. So there it is. It says, "To Brittany, thanks for reading." So the first thing that I remember is in the line waiting to meet Rachelle Mead, there were two people in front of us or something that my mom was talking to, and my mom was kind of explaining how I was getting into this series and like explaining how my favorite character is Mason. When something happens to Mason in the second book, both of the ladies were really nervous. They're like, "Oh." My mom's like, "No, she knows what happens. She's read that book." And they're like, "Oh, okay, good." They were like so scared that I was about to get my like heart broken because my favorite character was Mason. But I was like, "No, it's fine. I've read that book." So that was really funny. And then I just kind of remember my mom telling Rachelle Mead how I just got into the series and how I love it because I was too shy to say anything. I remember her being really lovely. It was my very first book signing, so it's a really special memory that I hold near and dear to my heart. Then the second author I met, I actually had to go into my basement to pull this book out because it's no longer on my shelf, and I feel really guilty getting rid of books that I have personally signed by authors. But that is Meyer, and I got New Moon signed, but I no longer like Twilight, hence why this is in my basement and not on my shelves. But I did meet Meyer. The next author is Kelley Armstrong. So she was my one of my favorite authors, if not my favorite author, when I was 13, 14, and so I have a lot of books signed by her. I literally carried every single book that I owned to this signing. It wasn't even actually like an official signing. It was like a writing workshop where she could sign books afterwards. So I dragged my mom, did a writing workshop. I actually still have my notes somewhere in my house from that writing workshop, which is really funny. But I brought literally 7 books to get signed by her, and I'm so grateful because I was like the last person in line, and she took the time to sign all these books, even though, because it was like at this library, and the librarian who was there was saying, "Oh, we're closed, like you need to wrap this up," and she's like, no, let me finish signing her books. And it was like the cutest thing. I was also like the youngest person there because they were all like adults there for like the writing thing. I'm pretty sure they were probably all fans of like her adult books, but here's like little 14-year-old me. I think I was actually still 13 at the time, and I was like, I'm so excited to be here. So that was pretty funny. From her I got signed Sea of Shadows, but I got this signed, and her penmanship is so messy, and I just found that so funny. But it says "Happy Reading," which is pretty cute. Then I have the whole Darkness Rising series signed, and I find it so funny because I've since bought in like different copies of these books so they can all match, but I've kept these since they're signed. They pretty much all look the same. I mean, they all either say like "Best Wishes" or "Keep Reading" or "Thanks for Reading" or like some like variation. This one says "Keep Writing." How did I not know that? This one says "Keep Writing." Kelly, I will. And then I also have, oh, my nail almost just fell off. Ooh. And then I also have the entire Darkest Powers series signed. I feel like this is pretty repetitive because she literally just says the same thing in each one, like "Best Wishes." She was super kind though, and I really enjoyed meeting her. All the best. I don't really read her books anymore, like her new ones. I don't really keep track of her books anymore, but these were like my favorite books, and I really want to reread them. The next 2 authors I actually met together. It was like a combined signing, and I actually went there for one author, but I had to buy the book for the other author. So that was Veronica Roth and Tahereh Mafi. I went for Veronica Roth to get Divergent signed. It says "Brittany, be brave." That was pretty exciting. This was in 2014 when I was a huge fan of Divergent, obviously. But to get into the signing, you had to buy at least one of the books. Since I already owned this entire series, I owned all Veronica Roth's books at the time. I was like, oh, okay, I'll pick up Shatter Me. I'd heard a lot of people talk about this book, but I didn't really know much about it. I was like, okay, well, I have to buy a book to get into the signing. I really want to meet Veronica Roth, so I picked this book up and actually started reading it like in the signing line. But this one says "Read On." But what I find so funny about this scenario though is I went there for Veronica Roth and was forced to buy this book to get in. And I ended up not really caring about Veronica Roth or her books, and now I'm like obsessed with Tahereh, Mafi, and Shatter Me's. I find that so funny. So this was really great. I remember nothing about my interactions with them. I don't know what I said. I don't know what they said. I remember being really happy though, so that's good. The next two authors I actually met together again. It was another combined signing. It's because they wrote a book together. So it was Holly Black and Cassandra Clare. They were on tour for the Copper Gauntlet, so I got this one signed. So it just says for Brittany and has their signatures. So that's really great. I didn't get anything else signed by Holly Black because at this point I didn't know this, but I'm not a fan of Holly Black's books, at least not the ones that I've read. So this is the only thing that I got signed by Holly Black. But then I got City of Bones signed. It's just the same thing with the C scribble, the C line. This is actually one of my favorite author experiences, and it's so funny. This is like my most like interactive experience, like my very first, like where I actually like spoke to the author. So I basically got to Cassandra Clare. We exchanged like pleasantries, and then I wasn't really saying anything because like I'm an anxious little bean. But she's like, "Who's your favorite character?" And I was so excited because I was like, "Oh my god, like I can do this. I can talk." This is exactly how I did it. Okay, I said Magnus and Alec, Magnus and Alec together. I did it just like that, and it was really embarrassing. But I think she like laughed or said thank you or like me too or something like that. But I was like 15, and I was just like, why did I say it like that? But I mean, Magnus is my favorite character. I just thought it was funny. That was like Magnus and Alec together. Still rings true to this day, but I thought that was really funny. So again, I don't remember anything but Holly Black though. I remember there were like conversation being fun, like the like Q&A portion. I remember enjoying that. That was great. The next author that I met was Jenny Han, and this was in 2017 for the Always and Forever Lara Jean tour, and I actually got all 3 books signed from the series, which is really exciting. I remember I had just come back from Disneyland. Just like a couple days later this signing happened, which I was really excited about. It's just right there, really tiny, just as for Brittany and her little signature. And I remember I dragged my friend to come with me, and she didn't even get anything signed. She was just there as like moral support. And this is honestly probably one of my least favorite author experiences, and I don't think it's Jenny Han's fault. I am just like a really awkward person, and I wasn't really saying anything, and so I feel like she didn't know what to say back to me. So like I don't blame Jenny Han. I still love Jenny Han. I just think that it's kind of sad that I was so excited to meet her, and it was such like a weird experience because I did not know what to say to her, and it was just like really weird. But I gave her a letter telling her how much I loved her and her book. Don't know if she ever read it, but she said thank you. It was nice. We also got goodies from this sign. We got like little nail sticker decals, which was really cute. And we also got like little postcards that had like Lara Jean's like baking recipes on the back of them, which was also cute. And I think that's it, but I love when you get like swag from book signings. It's like the best. The next 2 authors I met were in 2018, and I met them together because it was for their tour. I could not find the book from both of these authors that got signed because I don't like it, and so I took it off my shelves, and it's in my basement. And when I went to get New Moon, I was looking for it, and I literally cannot find it. But the authors are Sasha, Alsberg, and Lindsay Cummings, so it was obviously for the Zenith tour, so I didn't like Zenith, so I don't have it on my shelves anymore. But I also got the Murder Complex signed, and this is still on my shelf, and I do like this book. So I did get this one signed. It says Be Fearless, but I don't know where Zenith is. But I remember enjoying their discussion. I liked the way they bounced off of each other. And then I remember when I got to Sasha at the time, I really loved her channel, and so I like gushed to her. I was like, oh my god, like you're one of the first channels I ever watched. I love your videos so much. And I was like gushing to her. She's like, oh my god, that means so much. She's like, thank you. And it was like really cute. And then I got to Lindsay, and I had just read this book. I think I told her I liked it, but I didn't really have anything else to add. But she got really excited when she saw that I had annotated it a little bit, like tabbed it. So she asked me like what all the different tabs meant, and it made her really excited to see that. And then they also had their copy of Zenith that they were letting people sign. So I signed Zenith. I don't remember what I put in it, but I did sign Zenith. And that's all I really remember from this signing. I had a good time. It was definitely like one of like the most fun author experiences I ever had. It was just a good time. Had a good conversation with them, and I was just really happy as I left. Of course, it's a little bit tainted knowing that I don't like Zenith, but I mean, what are you gonna do, you know? The next author that I met was Victoria Aveyard. This was for her Warstorm tour, so I got 3 books signed by her. So I got I got Red Queen, King's Cage, and Warstorm signed by her because I already had Glass Sword signed. I ordered like a first signed edition when it came out. So I just got these ones. So it just has my name there. Remember that she was really nice. I really liked her like vibes, I guess, and the conversation. Don't remember specifics from it, but what I do remember is on her Instagram story that day, she talked about how she had like run out of clothes for tour, and so she was wearing like a pajama top as her like main top for the day. And I was curious if she would like admit to like in person that it was a pajama top. So my friend Aaliyah, when she met her, because she didn't really have anything else to say, I don't think she had read the books, or she'd only read this one, so she really had nothing to say. So she basically was just like, I love your top, just so we could see if she would like admit that it was a pajama top, and she did. She was like, oh thanks, it's my PJ top, and it was really funny. So that was like, it was a good experience. The next author I'm going to talk about is Roxana Ali. No, that's the character's name, you idiot. The next author I'm going to talk about is Sabine Khan. So I got her debut novel, The Love and Lies of Roxana Ali, signed. So this was a tour from last year actually, because this was her debut novel that came out last year. And she's actually a local author, which is really nice. So her launch party was happening at my local chapters, which was really fun. And I actually found out about this on Facebook, like from chapters or whatever that I follow. And I wasn't planning on going just because with debut authors, like I really have nothing to say, and me having like anxiety and whatnot, I don't know. Like I need something to talk to the author about. So I wasn't gonna go. And then the day of, I was like, you know what, I think I really want to go. So I texted Lorena and I was like, we should go. And so we went and we both had a really good time. It was really exciting. I really liked the conversation that Sabine Khan was having. I think she had either her agent there or her editor, or like she had somebody there talking with her, but I got it signed. Her signature is adorable. I really enjoyed this book. I really enjoyed meeting her, and we got swag. We got a bookmark, which is just like of the cover. It's over there. I'm not gonna grab it, but there's also these art prints that are of the characters, which are really, really cute, and I want to tape them into the book. I just haven't done it yet. They're really cute. Like I said, I love getting swag. So this one was really fun, and I'm really glad that I ended up going. The next author is really, really exciting because it's Angie Thomas. So I met Angie Thomas last year for the On the Come Up tour. I didn't get On the Come Up signed because they actually gave me a pre-signed copy at the signing, which is really weird. On the website they said that you could get 2 books signed, but when we got there they said you could only get 1 signed. So it's good that that one already came signed because I really wanted both signed. So it's good that that one's already signed, and I brought The Hate You Give with me, and like I'm just really happy that I was able to get this one signed, and I love it so much. And this was definitely one of like the biggest signings that I'd ever gone to. It wasn't even at a bookstore. It was at like this movie theater, which was really odd. Like I'd never done something like that before in like a space like that. So that just shows you like how like cool Angie Thomas is that she got to do a book signing at a movie theater. But I remember going with my best friend, and it was really fun, and I just really enjoyed Angie Thomas's like conversation. I don't remember what was said, but I remember really, really loving it and just having like a great time. I don't remember what I said to her, probably just that I loved her book, like, you know, like the typical things. I don't think I said anything like particularly groundbreaking. I had plans to tell her that me, Peyton, and Julia read this book for like a book club, and I had like a live show on it, but I think I got too nervous and I forgot. So that sucks. But overall, it was a really, really great experience, and going to book signings always put me in such a good mood, and this one was definitely one that had me in like a great mood. I had such a good time. So the next author that I met is a bit problematic, but we're going to talk about it anyways. So I met Rowell last year, and there's obviously a lot of controversy around her surrounding Eleanor Park and how she never addresses anybody's like comments about it, which is really unfortunate because she has written a book that means so much to me. It was for the Pumpkinheads tour because she was there with Faith Erin Hicks, who actually is another local author. So I obviously got Pumpkinheads signed, and she actually has like this cool like metallic green Sharpie, which is really fun. Then I obviously got Fangirl signed. This is one of my favorite books of all time because of the anxiety rep in it. It's unfortunate that it's by Rowell. So I got this one signed, and I remember just telling her how much this book meant to me because of all the anxiety rep and like how I had anxiety. I'm pretty sure I told her about how this book kind of made me like realize that I had anxiety, or like made me feel seen. I was getting really like emotional about it. I showed her a picture of my Rowell shelf that I had at the time, and so I showed her a picture of it, and she's like, just for that you can get another book personalized, because they were only doing like 1 book personalized. So she did another one. So I was getting her to personalize this one originally because obviously it's one that means the most to me. So this one is personally signed because of that picture that I showed her of my shelf of her books. She also personalized Wayward Son, which was really nice. And we're finally here, the last author that I have met. I don't think I've forgotten anybody. If I have, I'm gonna feel really embarrassed because I literally scoured my shelves, but I believe this is the last author that I've met, and I've met her twice, and that is Marissa Meyer. I think she is genuinely my favorite author that I've ever met. 1, she's like in general one of my favorite authors, and I really wanted to meet her, and 2, she's just so lovely. She's like a literal Disney princess in real life. I love her so much, and she's so kind. So the first time I met her was in 2018, and it was for the Arch Enemies release, and I was really stressed out about this one because we had to travel to get there. So it was in the States, so it was like just across the border, so like it really wasn't that far. So it was just kind of like really stressful because we had to like cross the border and like get to the signing on time. And then I was also doing something really special, so I was getting books signed for my friends. So I got Winter signed for my friend Aaliyah. I got her copy signed. But then Lorena's birthday was only a couple of weeks away, and she loves Marissa Meyer and loves her books, and so I really wanted to do something special for her, but I didn't want to tell her that I was getting books signed for her. I wanted it to be a surprise. So me and Aaliyah schemed together to get her books from her to get them signed. So I literally went to Aaliyah and told her to go to Lorena and ask if she could borrow a couple of the books, because Aaliyah only owned Winter. So we're like, oh, she won't think anything of it because you don't own them, so you can just say you want to borrow them to read or whatever. So I think she just borrowed Cress from Lorena. I also just bought Lorena Arch Enemies because I think I was in the States and there was like an exclusive edition, so I bought it for her and she was gonna pay me back for it. And so I already had her copy of Arch Enemies with me, and I ended up like that was like part of her birthday gift. Like she didn't have to pay me back, but she didn't know that. So I had 2 books for Lorena to get signed, I think, possibly 3, I honestly don't know, and then the one for Aaliyah. And then I also really wanted to get a birthday message from Marissa Meyer for Lorena. So I was just like a ball of nerves the entire time. But also because the signing was so close to where Marissa Meyer actually lives, so her family was actually able to come, her husband and her 2 daughters. So that was really cute. So I saw her like 2 daughters and one of them waved at me after the signing, and it was like the cutest thing in the world. But I just remember the signing being so much fun. The swag that we got from this one was just this little art print, so it's like a one of those things that says, "Do you have what it takes to be a hero?" And it's just really cute. So it's like them in their normal gear and then them in their Renegades superhero gear, which is just really cool. It was just such a good signing, and it actually went so well. I got so many books signed. She actually did do a video for Lorena, so I'm gonna actually pop that right here because it was so cute.
Hi Anna, I'm super sorry that you can't be here with us tonight, but happy birthday, and I hope you'll enjoy the book.
But yeah, like I was so anxious to ask her. And then before I show you guys the books, I'll just go into my second one because I can't remember what books I got signed the first time and what I got signed the second time, so I'm just gonna talk about it all together. But the second time was actually last year, and she actually came here. She came to a library, and so Lorena was actually able to come with me this time, and it was such a good experience. She was so excited and it was just so cute. We got more swag. Oh, actually from the last signing we also got an Arch Enemies pin. Totally forgot to mention that. But for this signing we got so many cute little things. We got like this little like standee of Adrian, and then also of Nova. And then we also got like the same little things for like the books. I don't know what I'm supposed to like do with this. I guess I could kind of like make the characters hold them if I could, but these are really cute. And then we got a whole bunch of tattoos that are supposed to be like Adrian's tattoos. They give him his different powers, so that's pretty cool. I mean, I don't wear temporary tattoos. I get why they would make them tattoos because that's what they are for him, but I kind of wish they just made them stickers so that I could like stick them somewhere. But they're pretty cute. There's also a Supernova one. And then I also got 2 postcards. So I got one of the Cosmopolis Park, which of course the amusement park that is featured in the books, and then also just a postcard of Gatlin City. And these are so cute. I think I'm either gonna put these somewhere like around my room one day, or I'm just gonna like tape these in the book. I haven't decided. But the second signing was just so special because one, she remembered me. Both times I met her, I showed her a picture of my shelf of her books because I have a whole Marissa Meyer dedicated shelf, but she was like, "Oh my god, it's so like Instagram worthy," and she like showed it to the person behind her. It might have been like a bookseller or like publicist or something, and they were like, "Oh my god, so cute." And then the second time I met her, I showed it to her again because it was a bit more spruced up. There was more things on it, and she was like, "Oh my god, I remember that." And I was like, "Oh my god." So she remembered my shelf and it was so exciting. And then Lorena is actually a baker, and she made a whole bunch of baked goods that were like themed after Heartless, and she put them in like this cute little box and she gave them to Marissa Meyer, and Marissa Meyer actually put them on her Instagram, which was really exciting. It was such a like sweet moment. I think Lorena also told her about how I got her a birthday video the year before. It was just really adorable. So it was such a fun experience meeting her. So I got Winter signed. I also got Cinder signed. Boom. I also got the entire Renegades series signed, so obviously I got Supernova signed, and this one is personalized, so like there it is. Like I genuinely think she's my favorite author I've ever met in terms of like experience and like whatnot, and I think it'd be so much fun to meet her again. I don't think I could ever get tired of meeting her. I got Heartless as well signed, and then I also got Wires and Nerves signed. So it was so much fun. So those are all of the authors that I've met and all the books that I've gotten signed by them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a huge thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Comment down below if you want me to make a part 2 to this video where I talk about the other books that are signed in my collection that I didn't actually meet the authors for. And also let me know if you've met any authors, what authors did you meet, and what was like your favorite experience with meeting an author. Subscribe if you've not yet already, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! No.